we will go ahead and get started. So we're going to start in child's pose. So laying down on your mat, you can bring your sits bones to your heels. Stretch your arms forward. Knees can come directly underneath your hips, or you can go wide. You can lay your forehead down onto the mat, sending your sits bones down against your heels. Yep, stretching through the crown of your head. And find a comfortable position here. It may feel just slightly challenging, but find ease within this effort. So for today's practice, we're going to be pushing into what's challenging, but staying back from anything that's harmful, so you know your body best. Balancing ease and effort as we move and flow. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, really feel your breath travel down your entire body, and then as you exhale, exhale out your mouth audibly, sigh it out, let everything go. Inhale again, let your ribcage expand to the sides of the room. And as you exhale, can you funnel everything towards your center line and feel as though you grow taller through the crown of your head and through your tailbone. Inhale again here, feel your lung cavity, your chest, your ribcage expand, and then as you exhale, can you grow longer and taller? Feeling opposition pulling from your crown of your head towards the front of the wall, opposing your tailbone, your sacrum pulling towards the back wall. Again, like I said in the beginning, this is your base pose, your home base. Feel free to come back here at any time during our practice. Take one more inhale here before we move into a tabletop. As you exhale, start to wiggle your fingertips. Warming up, and then when you're ready, plant your palms underneath your shoulders, lifting your body into a tabletop position. So I'll demonstrate some items. I'll come and walk around. But you can follow me, follow your neighbors, but your shape is going to look different than your neighbors because your body is different, and we're honoring our bodies today. So look down, see that your hips are underneath, or your knees are underneath your hips, your hands are planted underneath your shoulders. Your spine is elongated, crown of your head and your tailbone are pulling in opposition. When you're ready, take a big inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift your tailbone for cow. Exhale, round your spine, lift it towards the ceiling, tuck your tailbone as though your nose could touch your tailbone. And then inhale again. Lift up into cow. Exhale and round and cat. Gently massaging the back. Just warming up here. Keep going at your own breath pace, taking deep inhales and deep exhales. Yoga is a series of asanas or poses and shapes, and pranayama or breath work. So your only duty here today is you can follow my guide, but really tune into your breath. Whatever you came in here with, whatever is to come next, your to-do list, everything you need to prepare for Thanksgiving tonight, lay that beside you on your mat and just be here for the next 30 minutes. Focusing on your breath, letting it refresh you, restore you, sending it to all the cranky places in your spine. Take one more big inhale, cow, and a deep exhale for cat. And then come back into a neutral spine. Kick your right foot back, pressing into the ball of your foot, pressing into your heel. And then turning on your glute muscles, lift that foot into the air. Flexing that foot, and bring your weight into the palm of your right hand and lift your left arm to the front wall in opposition. Stay here to balance. And if this feels good, we're going to take a couple alternating crunches. So take a deep inhale, reach your fingertips, reach your heel, and then exhale, crunch. Bring your elbow to your knee, carve your back towards the sky. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale long, one more time. Exhale, crunch. And you're gonna inhale long to finish, and exhale, let everything come back into a tabletop. And we're gonna try that on the left. Kick the left foot back, press into the ball of the foot, turn that back of the leg on, then lift it up into the air. Weight moves into your left palm and right arm reaches towards the front wall. Deep inhale, then exhale, crunch. Deep inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, crunch. And last one. Crunch. Awesome. Inhale to finish. And exhale back to tabletop. And we'll finish with some thread the needle. So lift that right arm to the sky. Let your gaze follow. And dive underneath. Thread that needle underneath the left armpit. Crawl those fingertips forward and lay on that shoulder. Stretching through your shoulder, stretching through the arm, the left arm that's extended. Taking a deep breath, sending it back to your tailbone. Take one more inhale here, and on your exhale, crawl your left fingertips back underneath your shoulder. Press back up, lift the right arm back to the sky, alternate that stretch. And then drop the right hand and lift the left. Reaching up to the ceiling and thread that needle, dive underneath. And crawl those other fingertips forward. Finding that deep stretch here, but knowing we've just started, so no worries. If you're feeling cranky. Take one more inhale here, send that breath into your shoulder. And then exhale, draw the right hand back underneath the shoulder and press back into your tabletop. So now we're gonna press into a downward dog, but I'm going to workshop this a little bit. So make sure your hands are just one handprint in front of where they would be, straight underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are actually gonna be expanded and just facing the corners of your mat so that your index finger is what's facing forward. So a little bit fanned out. Pressing into your thumb knuckle, making sure that stays on the ground. You're gonna tuck your toes underneath, lift your hips up and back, and press back into your heels. Your heels won't touch the ground, into your downward dog. But here, make sure that you're pressing into your palms, you're really lengthening, and it's a strong posture in your arms. Instead of hanging your head or hanging through here, can you lift your head just ever so slightly and keep your spine elongated? Feeling your hips lift up to the sky, opposition heels pressing down. Stay here for one more deep inhale, and then exhale, walk your feet up to your hands, forward fold. Yeah, modify this for your body. It feels good. So this is our Uttanasana, or our forward fold. Knees can stay very bent here. You can release the arms here, release the head. And then we're gonna roll up, root to rise. Roll through each vertebrae of the spine as you rise up to stand in mountain pose or Tadasana. At the top, take a deep inhale, let your shoulders come up and back and around and open the palms, exhale. Inhale, bring your arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Keeping your hands at our heart, or you can open your palms and keep them at your sides. Can you soften your gaze, maybe close your eyes just a little bit? And stay here for just a moment. Press into all four corners of your feet. Take a moment of stillness. Typically in these Payo classes, we want to move through them. We want to get sweaty. We want to work. But first, settling our nervous system, settling our breath. Really making this a mind, body, spirit movement is so important to start our practice. And as cliche and cheesy as it is, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we're going to be centering on gratitude. So that'll be what we call in yoga our mantra for today. Gratitude. Gratitude is a muscle. When strengthened, provides resilience. When weak, we may turn to fear, control. But today we get to be with family, friends, around a big feast, around a big harvest. It's easy to find gratitude, but how can we take this into the rest of the year, the rest of the holiday season? Gratitude of the heart, letting that build resilience within us. When gratitude is present, anxiety, fear, control, all that has to flee. So today on your mat, no need to muster up anything spiritual, no need to muster up any thoughts. Let everything go through one ear and out the other, just coming back to your breath, letting gratitude refresh you. And we're going to begin our flow. So inhale, arms come back up to the ceiling, and you're going to grab your right wrist with your left hand. Your feet are hip-width distance apart, and you're going to reach up and over to the left side. So pulling through your wrist as though you're pulling your side body, feeling that lateral stretch. And if this feels good, and you want to take a little bit of a challenge, start to bring your right foot into the air. Finding that balance. Reach, reach, reach. And then come back to a neutral position. And switch hands. Reach up and over to your right side. And lift your left foot into the air. And plant that foot back down. Take a deep inhale. Reach up and then exhale, swan dive down to your forward fold. Halfway lift, hands can plant to the shins or to your knees. And reach as though your body is a board, your spine is a board. Reach to the crown of your head, your tailbone, then exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms down, step back into your high plank. You can stay here or drop the knees. If you want to stay in your high plank, you can do a low push-up to get to the ground or follow me. You're going to drop your knees, untuck your toes, and then slowly lower down, chest, chin, all the way down to the ground. And we're going to take a Pilates swan. So your hands are planted underneath your shoulders, your elbows are tucked into your body, and you're looking down at your mat. Pretend that there's a marble underneath your nose. You're going to roll that marble forward as you start to look up. And start to look up in a baby cobra position towards the front wall. Exhale, bring that marble all the way back down. To not feel this in your lower back, make sure that you're pulling up through your abdominals as though there's an ice cube under your belly button, and you're sending your sacrum long towards the back wall. So you're actually tucking your tailbone towards the mat, I guess you'd say. So as you begin to roll up, only go as far as you can with keeping your tailbone tucked. Looking up and roll back down. And our last one, roll that marble with your nose, look up. And if you can stay here, look to the right. And roll your chin through your chest, looking over to the left. Look to the center. And then roll all the way back down. From here, we're going to push back into a tabletop position. So press through your palms, lifting up onto your knees. And bring your knees underneath your hips. Pressing in to your palms again. This time we're going to press our right foot back, and we're going to kickstand into a modified side plank. So kickstanding that left leg, you're going to turn and open your body to the right side. Yeah, finding this position, really reach. If you can open the chest, open the shoulders, take a deep inhale, reach through your fingertips. And we're going to add a couple Pilates moves here. So we're going to do a little bit of a crunch. So stay with me, plant that palm, really feel it there. If you feel this in your neck, look down at that planted palm. You're going to take a deep inhale, and you're going to round your back, finding your right arm curving underneath, finding a side oblique crunch, and then lifting back up to the sky. So curling down, feeling that oblique pull you through, threading that needle, and then coming back up. Similar to what we did in the beginning of class, this time just in the air. Pull through and lift back up. And we'll take one last one, really feeling like you're moving through molasses to feel that oblique. And last one, reaching up to the sky before you come back into a tabletop position. And we're going to press back into child's pose. So those knees come wide as the mat, or they can stay underneath you. Sits bones, sit back on your heels, and arms stretch forward. Nice job. That was our very first flow. We're going to do that one more time again. This time, we'll do it the left side. So when you're ready, coming up through your tabletop position, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, come back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Uttanasana, or forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, roll through each vertebrae of the spine, making this feel good, like a massage on your back. Bring your shoulders up, back and down around. Exhale, open the palms. Inhale, arms come up to the sky, and exhale, hands to prayer. As we stay here for one more moment, bring to mind gratitude for your body, for the spine, the pelvis that walks and sits and talks and dances, finding joy in movement, bringing yourself back into your body, back in this moment, back to your breath. And we'll begin that flow again. So inhale, arms come up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, reach down towards your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel your crown of your head and tailbone pull in opposition, and then exhale, release. Plant your palms, step back, high plank. You can come through a low plank or drop your knees and stay here for a second. We're gonna take a couple modified push-ups if you're down on your knees like me, or you can do real push-ups if you wanna challenge yourself there. So bring your elbows close to your body, take a deep inhale, and then exhale, lower, and then inhale, press back up. Lower, feel the crown of head still pull towards the front of the room. Push back up. Last one. And this time come all the way down to the mat. Lower chest and chin. Keep those hands planted underneath your shoulders and bring that marble back underneath your nose. You're gonna lift up, rolling that marble forward, lifting up, and lower back down for our swan. If you really are feeling your lower back, make sure to move your feet away from each other. That'll be helpful. And roll that marble again. Lift up, elbows into the body. And lower. And last one, roll that marble forward. Stay here. Look left. Roll that chin to chest. Over to the right. Look center. And roll back down. And push back up into your tabletop position. This time we're going to kickstand our left foot back. And kickstand that right foot, lift up, modified plank. Take a deep inhale here, reach those fingertips up, look up if you can. And exhale, crunch, curl over that oblique. Inhale, reach towards the sky. Exhale, curl. We'll do two more here. Move through molasses, feeling that oblique turn on. And last one. And come back into your tabletop position. Back into your child's pose. If child's pose doesn't feel good for you this morning, you can feel free to take any variation you'd like. That can include just sitting high on your knees. And as we stay here, I'm going to share a verse that's been sitting on my heart. I love to use yoga personally as a way to worship, as a way to lay down all of my cares and fears and control and worries before a really good God that knows and loves and cares for us, for our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. If today that doesn't feel good for you, you can call this capital L love. It's another name I like to use for God, or however you'd like to address this today. The verse comes from 1 Thessalonians 5:16, and in the Passion Translation, Paul says, "Let joy be your continual feast. Make your life a prayer. And in the midst of everything, be always giving thanks, for this is God's perfect plan for you in Christ Jesus." I love that. Let joy be your continual feast. Finding joy in movement, joy in being together, joy in breathing, joy in what may otherwise feel very challenging. And together we're gonna find a little bit of this joy, maybe after, maybe not during, and a little bit of a Pilates ab series or a modified Pilates ab series. So when you're ready, take another deep inhale, and on your next exhale, come back into your tabletop. And then swing your legs around. We're gonna come into a boat pose. So a boat pose, you're sitting back onto the back pockets of your sits bones, lifting your legs up into the air. They can stay down close to the floor, lift them up in the air, palms face the ceiling, and reach back to a challenging position. If this doesn't feel good, you can plant one foot down, plant the other, plant both. But stay here for one big inhale. And then exhale, let your whole body come down onto the mat, laying down in a supine position. So from here, we're gonna do single leg stretch. So I'm gonna give a couple modifications, so we'll go a little bit slower. But you're gonna neck curl, roll up to the inferior tips of your shoulder blades, so reaching up, and you're gonna reach for your right leg into your body. Your left arm's around your knee, your right arm's at your ankle, you're pulling it towards you. And then you're gonna switch. Right hand to the left knee, and your hand to the outside ankle, and switch. And keep switching. If this doesn't feel good, you can put your hands behind your neck as you switch your feet. If that doesn't feel good, you can just keep your feet down, planted, but keep going. We'll do a couple more here. Legs can come up to the ceiling, to the sky. If that feels better, they can lie, or you can lay them heavy onto the mat. And last one. And bring both legs together, and we'll do double leg stretch. So bringing both knees into your chest as though you're in a ball. Stretch and lengthen out. Your feet can come up to the ceiling, or they can come down to a challenging point. Arms lengthen and then come in like a ball. Open and lengthen, lift, and then pull everything in together. We'll just do two more here. Lift and lower. Last one. And pull it into a ball, and then let your head drop to the mat. You can roll on your back here, massage it out just a little bit. Giving yourself a hug. And we're gonna do two more. So modify this to your body, how you're feeling today. But we're gonna do scissors. So lifting that neck back up, you can put your hands behind your head if that feels better for you. But lift one leg into the air, and if it feels good to grab your ankle or grab at your shin, grab your shin and pulse it towards you, and then switch, scissoring. Pull, pulse, and switch, pulse, switch, pulse. Really scooping deep in your abdominals, filing your exhales into your center line, reaching through the crown of your head and your toes. Last two, last one. And again, bring your knees in for a big hug, lower your head down, shake that one out. We have one more to do. Like I said, we're finding joy, right? One more. This one is called crisscross, but we otherwise call it bicycle outside of Pilates. You're going to bring your hands stacked behind your neck, one knee in, one leg out, straightened, an elbow into knee. And opposite elbow into knee, cross. And criss, cross. Just a couple more here. Keep breathing. Last two. And last one. Knees back into chest, hug it out. Rock back and forth. Great job. Two more active shapes before we find our Tadasana. So plant your feet onto your mat, hip width distance apart. Plant your palms into the mat. We're going to take a bridge pose. So take a deep inhale, and then as you exhale, roll through each vertebrae of the spine as you tuck your tailbone and lift your hips into the air. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, feeling your hamstrings, your glutes turn on, even feel your arm muscles turn on as you press deep into the mat to help you. And then as you exhale, roll through each vertebrae of the spine slowly to lower back down to the mat. Press your weight into your heels as you roll through each vertebrae to come back up. Take a deep inhale at the top, and then exhale, roll through each vertebrae of the spine. Back down. Last one. Tuck the tailbone. Lift. Feel as though your thighs are still pulling together even though they're not touching. Feeling your center line, feeling your scoop deep in your abdominals as you lower back down with control. And we'll take a Supta Matsandrasana. So let your legs go out long. Bring one knee into the chest. Reach that knee up and over your body and extend that up or that same arm out, looking over your shoulder. Feel like your shoulders can really plant deep into the mat. Feel as though that they are melting, imprinting. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring that knee back into your chest and switch legs. Bringing your mind back to gratitude, back to your breath, letting it refresh you. Each inhale, filling it with gratitude. Each exhale, releasing, letting go. Reach your fingertips long in opposition of your knee. And exhale, knee back into chest. And legs go long. And this is your time for Shavasana. So let your arms go heavy. Let your legs go heavy. Let your feet go heavy. Staying right here in this moment. Take a deep inhale. Let your ribcage expand towards the sides of the room. And then exhale. Feel your spine imprint into the mat. Let joy be your continual feast. Make your life a prayer. And in the midst of everything, be always giving thanks. For this is God's perfect plan for you in Christ Jesus. Let all that hard work we just did together go heavy in your limbs. Let your mind come back to your breath if it's wandered. Taking these moments to refresh, to restore, are not only a gift to yourself, but to everyone that you'll be with today. As you come in with presence, with peace, with gratitude to your Thanksgiving meals and feasts. Before we wrap up today, I'll let you have a few more moments of silence. And I'm going to share an excerpt from one of my favorite devotionals called Jesus Calling. In this devotional, it's as though Jesus is speaking to you. And so for today, November 23rd, Jesus says, as you sit quietly in my presence, let me fill your heart and mind with thankfulness. This is the most direct way to achieve a thankful stance. If your mind needs a focal point, gaze at my love poured out for you on the cross. Remember that nothing in heaven or on earth can separate you from that love. This remembrance builds a foundation of gratitude in you, a foundation that circumstances cannot shake. As you go through this day, look for tiny treasures strategically placed along the way. I lovingly go before you and plant little pleasures to brighten your day. Look carefully for them and pluck them one by one. When you reach the end of the day, you will have gathered a lovely bouquet. Offer it up to me with a grateful heart. Receive my peace as you lie down to sleep, with thankful thoughts playing a lullaby in your mind. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Waking up your hands, waking up your feet. And when you're ready, roll over to your right side. Coming into a fetal position on your right or your left. And stay here for one full breath cycle. So we don't want to get up too quickly from this position, but stay here for one full breath cycle. And then when you're ready, keeping your eyes heavy, your gaze soft, begin to press yourself up into a seated position. Hands can find your knees, or your palms can open to the sky over your knees. And you can gaze downward or keep your eyes closed, whatever feels good for you. Take a deep inhale, let your ribcage expand. And exhale, let everything go heavy. To finish, we'll finish with an active cat-cow, since we'll be going about our days today. So take a deep inhale. Lift your belly out towards your knees and open your shoulders, look up to the ceiling. And exhale, round your spine. You can even grab your kneecaps if it feels good and lean back, massage it out. Inhale again for cow, opening the chest. Exhaling for cat. As you inhale and open your chest, making room for gratitude. Opening your heart to the possibilities of today, and then exhale, round, carve deep, knowing you are loved. When you're ready, find a neutral position, staying here for one more moment. And then inhale, seal all of this in, bring your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer at your heart. And in yoga, we like to say namaste, which means the light in me honors the light in you. So, namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. That was so great. You guys did awesome.